Van Deeb, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van Deeb.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Welcome to the Van Deeb podcast. Man, I'm glad to see you today, and I got a special guest with me, Bob Haney. Bob, how are you?
Man, I couldn't be better.
Well, you know, before we get into asking Bob a bunch of great questions, because he's got a really cool business that tastes good. But this is a business show. So our podcast, the Van Deeb podcast, is all about helping you become better at what you do, whether you're in sales, leadership, any type of business. We want to contribute to your success. So in order to do that, I need you to subscribe. So right now, subscribe to this podcast, share it with people that you think will benefit. I want to have this podcast in your inbox twice a month, so you don't have to look for it. You'll have instant motivation, direction, and leadership and empowerment in your inbox by subscribing. So do that. So I got to tell you what I know about Chef Bob Haney. Bob is the founder and the chief
Executive chef.
Of
Heavenly Foods.
I didn't do that. I started doing it pretty good. Executive chef of Heavenly Foods. I want to say chief chef, but that doesn't go
Executive.
together. Yeah, you can't be a chief chef. You can be an executive
You
chef.
be a CEO. We have a CEO. We have a CFO. So since last time we chatted, a lot has changed.
And the last time we chatted was at least 2 to 3 years ago.
I think so.
And I'm a customer of Heavenly Waffles. If you haven't had, and you're going to see a bunch of samples here, but we're going to talk business about how Bob got to where he is and how it's important to maintain your business. And here's what I admire about Bob Haney. He doesn't wait for business to come to him and the word to get out. Hey, man, Heavenly Waffles are great. Have you tasted them? And I'm just going to sit back and wait for people to call me and order.
It doesn't work that way.
Not for him. So one of the things that I admire, and one of the reasons why I couldn't wait to have this gentleman on my show, is because he is an example of perseverance. He's an example of, I've got this great product, and I'm going to go out and make sure the entire world knows about it. He's been on television shows, radio shows, national TV shows, and now the best show of all, the Van Deeb podcast.
There you go, the Van Deeb podcast.
But you know what? I don't want to take up. I'm so glad you're here. I admire you. I follow you.
I so appreciate that.
And what's even better is you got a product that I buy.
I love that.
Because it tastes so dang good.
Not only do they taste good, but they're healthy.
Yeah.
I mean.
And that's kind of your mission, was to create a product that was healthy for people.
Well, and that didn't inflame your body, that didn't make you feel like you needed to take a nap. And to be honest, when I first created, the original product that I had created was called Pan Crepes. I think I've told you that before.
Pan Crepes.
It was a cross.
I like Heavenly Waffles.
I like Heavenly Waffles. Nobody understood what a pan crepe was. And that's, one of the things you talk about, perseverance and determination. And a lot of times in business, you have to be able to pivot and understand what the market is telling you.
Especially during COVID.
My goodness.
I mean, the key word was pivot.
Oh, big and bad.
Yeah.
But so we had, years ago, I had created this batter pancake crepe mix using some ingredients of a pancake recipe.
What was your motivation, by the way? You just decided to create something?
Well, no, I cooked my entire life. I think we've talked about it. I kind of have a bad Jackie Collins novel story, life story. Yeah, it is.
But it turned out great.
I won't go into that. No. But all of the things that I learned and the peaks and valleys in life, like peaks and valleys in business, you learn more and get stronger in those valleys. Yeah. And so my grandma and grandpa were my two rocks and foundation growing up, and I would spend the weekends with them, and that's where my passion for cooking came from. And so my grandmother used to make these pancakes, and my grandpa also. They were called Grandpa's pancakes. And so when I was probably in my mid to late 20s, my grandmother, when she turned 80, she kind of quit eating. And so I was living in Kansas City, and I would drive up from Kansas City about once a month, fill a refrigerator with food, play cards with her, smoke cigarettes back when I was a smoker. Were you ever a smoker?
You know, I smoked when I drank. You know, there's nothing better than a Jack and Coke and a pack of Marlboro Reds. And then maybe a joint once in a while.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't say that on the air, but that was a long time ago.
So I would just kind of come up and hang out with her. And I had created this pancake crepe recipe using some ingredients of a recipe she made and some ingredients of a recipe my mom made. And I combined those different ingredients, and that was the base of what Heavenly Waffles are now. Wow. And so eventually I ended up, I cooked for people all over the world, really, because you know my story and, and the things that I did. And so everywhere I would go, I would cook for people, and I would always give out recipes of things that I would make, except for this one. And so when I retired from my former career, I moved back to Omaha, started selling it as a batter form, but the batter was only good for 3 weeks. So the shelf life, I couldn't really market and sell it nationally. So I ended up moving to Austin, Texas, graduated from Le Cordon Bleu, moved back to Omaha.
Wow. That's a big school.
It's a
very prestigious school.
Yeah. It was the most fun I'd ever had. And I was 44 years old when I did that. Yeah. So he's a big kid. I am a big kid, but you're never too late to chase your dreams. Yeah. And so Never too late. And so after I graduated, I moved back to Omaha. I did my externship at Metro's Culinary School. And then I ended up teaching for 5 years there as an adjunct instructor. And while I did that, I worked on converting the original recipe, the pancake recipe, from a shelf-stable dry mix, or from a batter to a shelf-stable dry mix. And so we had them in high V's for a little while. And people didn't understand what a pancake was. And this is my point, is that you have to pivot and go where the customers or where the general...
But a lot of people don't. When they're running a business and they see that they need to make changes, they're stubborn.
Right.
So that's a sign of a really good business person, is when you do know it's time to pivot and change your direction, that you
got to do it.
Yeah, like you did.
Otherwise you fail. And so what happened is we changed the mixing instructions from adding water to adding club soda and egg and oil, or anything carbonated, poppy, bubbly, beer, champagne, and changed them from pancakes to Heavenly Waffles. And so that was about 8 years ago, and we haven't looked back. And so we were, as you know, did a lot of catering back in the beginning of Heavenly Waffles. It was about 80% of our revenue was catering, and then online sales, and then also food service. We've got out of retail when we were with Pancrepes, started selling to restaurants all over the world. So now we have them in restaurants from Turks and Caicos to San Francisco, University of Tennessee.
So it's on their menu.
Yeah. Wow. University of Tennessee served to all their athletes every day. University of South Florida, the New York Jets.
Because of all the protein.
All the protein, and that you don't have that hypoglycemic crash.
Yeah.
Like every other pancake or waffle, and you feel like you need to take a nap.
Yeah, right.
You don't have that at all. And so we now have 13 grams of protein in the finished product, added collagen, only 2 added sugars. And we have our gluten-free as well.
And what about, now pancakes, I don't care how healthy they can get, or waffles, they're not going to be low carb.
Ours are 24 carbs, but they're really slow-acting carbs. And we partner with the Childhood Diabetes Foundation out of Denver and the Barbara Davis Center out of Boulder. Our CEO's 11-year-old son is type 1, and he eats them all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So low sugar.
Only 2 added sugars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't originally created to be a healthy product, because I didn't know when I added the yogurt. So one of the ingredients in my grandma's pancake recipe was sour cream. And so one day there wasn't any sour cream, but there was yogurt in the refrigerator. Oh my God, that
tried it
worked.
with that.
And so that's kind of how the recipe was created.
You just try different ingredients.
And you just kind of go with it.
So how does my audience, how can they get, I know I've seen you in Costco.
Right.
And if you're in the Midwest, this is an international podcast where they're all over the world.
Right.
Can they just ask their grocer if they carry Heavenly Waffles?
Ask their grocer,
if they don't, say carry
ask them
it.
too. Right. You can do that. We're in the Midwest region of Costco, the Northwest region of Costco, 240 Harris Teeters on the East Coast, 110 Rayleighs on the West Coast. We just picked up Gelson's, which is really, really high end. They're in Malibu and Los Angeles and San Diego and Santa Barbara.
In Texas, aren't you in HEBs?
We just picked up HEB. They get set in October. All the Shields, not all the Shields, all the Hy-Vee health markets.
Wow.
All 225 Hy-Vee health markets. Wow. So this is a funny story. So and right now we have 15 regional stores that picked up Heavenly Waffles, totaling 1,500 grocery stores. Wow. And it all really started about a year ago when the Northwest region of Costco reached out to us, and a friend of the buyer in the Northwest region was ordering Heavenly Waffles online and recommended that they try them. So they requested that we fly out and meet with them. We went out, and our CEO, CFO, and myself, we cooked for them. They loved the product. And so the next day they called our CFO, Stephen Hoth, and had him fill out all of the onboarding information and all of the roadshow information in order to go. And basically it's an audition. So we filled all that out, and then they ghosted us for 3 months.
You're like, what happened?
Right. And so 3 weeks later.
Now, did you try to contact them?
No, we didn't really contact them after, maybe about 2 months.
Because I can't imagine you sitting and waiting.
I had to.
Yeah.
Because
you can't bug
when
them.
we hired our CEO and CFO, we hired them for that reason, is they know what they're doing in this category.
That's their space, and they're used to it.
Right. So it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I was definitely impatient.
Yeah. And I don't know too many good business people that are patient.
Right. And so what happened was 3 weeks after we were out in Seattle, the Midwest Regional Vice President of Costco was in Omaha opening up the Maple store. And so that GM recommended that she go to Shields and check out Shields because it's such a cool sporting goods store. And so she went and saw our set in Shields, took a picture, sent it to her buyer. 2 weeks later, we were in Chicago. 2 weeks after that, we had a 10-city Costco roadshow set up in the Midwest. And so all of those other stores that we now have, because if you're in Costco, then you have the capability to fulfill orders so other retailers just kind of follow along.
So I want to attest to that. So I was in Costco at the Maple store in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm just doing my thing, and all of a sudden I see all this commotion. I mean, there must have been, and not exaggerating, 25, 30, maybe more people around this big display. And I'm like, what's going on here? Is there a celebrity, which you are? Is there a celebrity here?
It's the product that's the celebrity.
Yeah, and it's like, and please get some of those bags out so I can show people. But so I'm seeing what's all the commotion about, and I go and I look closer, and it's Bob and his wife Kathy and some other people with Heavenly Waffles, and there's people lined up, sampling them. And thank God, I mean, I was grateful you took time to come out and visit with me a little bit. Of course. But wow, I mean, people go crazy over these, and I want to tell you, I'm a customer, and I don't promote anything on this show. All I do is want my audience to become better at business, be empowered and motivated. Sure. But I couldn't wait to tell them about your waffles because I'm a customer and I love them.
Right there.
Because I've always been a pancake guy, but I also don't want to eat a lot of sugar.
And you can do these pancake style too.
I do them pancakes.
Yeah. You can do little silver dollar ones or like Swedish pancakes.
And that's how I make them too. Yeah. But I want to tell you something. I don't have that full feeling. I don't want to crash. It's because all the ingredients, the good, healthy ingredients.
100%. And you say the carbs are 24 carbs, but they're really slow acting carbs. So they are keto friendly, and they won't spike your sugars because there's only 2 added sugars.
And that's the big thing. It's added sugar that kills you.
Are you diabetic?
No, but I've been close.
Right.
I've been when I get my physicals. There have been times I've been close, and then I just started knocking out sugar. Now I'm not even close.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like two
I was borderline.
Yeah, I was as well. And then the last time I had a physical, the doctor's like, "Oh, cool, you're."
Yeah.
So then I start eating cake again.
Oh yeah. It wasn't unusual for me to get a half a gallon of ice cream and sit on the couch and watch my favorite show. And I'd be the happiest. I'd have 2 or 3 pillows stacked up with my big ass bowl of ice cream. And I would just be that. I'd be smiling while I'm eating.
I love it. I love it. Well, and one of the things, I guess, about Heavenly Waffles and the reason that they are so much different is because we replace so much of the traditional flour with dry yogurt. And you don't have that hypoglycemic crash.
Yeah.
They make you feel good. They fuel you. We like to say you're fueled by Heavenly Waffles.
Now, can you snap your fingers and there's be some that are made right now that I can sample?
I really wish I could. I should have done that.
Dylan, our great producer, next time Dylan and I are going to say he's not coming on here unless he brings it.
Well, and Dylan and his wife are gluten-free and are gluten-free. So Chef Michael Ukura, Top Chef Judge, season 1 and 2, serves our gluten-free at his Michelin award-winning restaurant in San Francisco. The New York Jets, they serve our gluten-free. A bunch of our food service customers serve our gluten-free because you can't tell the difference. And so Lighthouse Cafe in Bellevue, Moran's Grill in Bellevue, Moran's Grill in La Vista, I believe. They all, I guess Moran's doesn't serve our gluten-free, but Lighthouse Cafe does. And Salted Edge.
Now, can they order these without leaving their house? Can they order these online?
Yeah, online, heavenlywaffles.com, amazon.com, walmart.com.
Heavenlywaffles.com.
And then literally grocery stores all over the country. We don't have a presence in Florida. We don't have a presence in Arizona, which both of those markets I think are going to be really good for us.
Yes, they will, because it's a real healthy,
100%.
I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona a lot, and it's a real healthy environment. And I can tell you right now the stores that I would go to.
Oh, I can't wait until we get in there, because they're going to explode once we get in there.
And yes. I tell you what's really cool is, we talk about perseverance, and I'm a big fan of that. A lot of people are so close to the finish line and they stop.
Right.
And they don't realize that they were just an inch away from being uber successful.
100%.
You didn't stop ever. And I'll never forget, and you got a better memory than me, probably because of all the Jack, Marlboro Reds, and joint. But I'll never forget, I don't know how many years ago, but I met you at a local grocery store in Omaha, Nebraska, Hy-Vee.
Oh, yeah.
And you were giving samples.
Yes.
I met you for the first time. And I want to tell you something else. When you love your product, you got to show it. I preach when I do motivational speaking to companies, show your passion. One of the reasons why I stopped by your booth
years ago
at Hy-Vee, it may have been whenever you started.
I think it was when we were doing pan crepes. It was, yeah.
But the reason why I stopped by is I see this guy over here serving something, and he had a gigantic smile on his face, and you could see the way that you were talking, you really believed. And I want to tell you, passion attracts people to you.
Sure.
When you show passion, everybody wants to come over there. Now, I'm not one guy to stop and just say, hey, what are you cooking up here?
Right.
But I saw the passion on your face, the way that you were presenting it, and I want to see what this guy's selling.
Well, I guess I've always had I have faith. We're a faith-based company. I have faith in our products. I have faith in our ability to convey how good they are. And when you try them, you'll be really surprised.
Oh, yes,
and that's one of the things is that we get to make people smile.
Yeah.
And we get to surprise people everywhere we go.
And how cool is that?
I mean, it's
now the last couple of times I've talked to you, I just really get a kick out of it because you've been on the road. You're going to this part of the country, then the other part of the country, then the other. So our trade show, the trade show's got to be fun.
Trade shows are fun, and really, to be honest, all of our pop-up samplings that we do, even though like the Costco road shows, those are a grind because they're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And how many hours?
Open to close.
You're there because they want to see Chef Bob.
Yeah. So like
executive Chef Bob.
9:30 in the morning is 9 o'clock. Now all the Costco's are open at 9 for their executive members, and then they open for the rest at 10.
Yeah.
So we have to be there from 8:30 to 8:30. And it's just.
But I've got to ask you, because how do you do it? How do you stay that motivated? Because if most people after 4 or 5 hours, Yeah, go ahead and try one of these Heavenly Waffles. I think you'll
Right.
like it. But you are so excited the entire time you're there. How do you? Are you just that passionate about this product?
I am.
Yeah,
I am, and not only that, but I'm passionate about how they make you feel. I have such faith in the product.
Yeah.
And once we get them into people's mouths, and the goal is to make Heavenly Waffles a household name.
Yeah. Well, I think it is.
Well, there's still a lot of people who don't know about us,
Yeah.
and we're working on that.
Yeah.
But the most important, we were offered a bunch of money about 3 years ago.
I was going to say I wasn't going to mention that,
Yeah.
but I know who the company is.
Yeah.
And I know it was. He's being very humble. It was a bunch of money. It was a bunch with lots of zeros, and he turned it down.
I didn't even talk to Kathy about it.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
you just said no.
Well, it was because it's not about the money.
Yeah,
and if it's about
a lot of businesses it is, and maybe that's why you're so passionate about it, Bob. It's not about the money.
It's not about you can't have money be your god.
No.
And so
I love that.
You have to be able to go at it with the faith in your product. That you're delivering a good product to customers, and you have to 100% believe it, and that will help us make Heavenly Waffles a household name. And once that happens, the money's going to be there.
Yeah,
I mean, don't kid me. I'm excited for that day when we are able to exit and relax a little bit. I'll still have my.
Do you have that day in mind?
We would like to do it within the next 3-4 years.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we have on the table, or I guess in the queue.
I can't imagine you retiring
when
because you're too. I mean, it's like you're like somebody half. Your excitement is like somebody half your age.
I would have to be able. Yeah. I still want to be involved in their R&D. I'll still want to be involved.
And they're going to want you to be involved, right? Because you're the face.
The new product development. Yeah. I mean, I have a whole the drizzles. I have 7 or 8 drizzles that I want to do. Yeah. Pre-made frozen. We're close to the pre-made frozen, and then once we get into the pre-made frozen, there's a Heavenly Waffle ice cream sandwich that is unbelievable, and then a whole line of Heavenly Waffle ice cream sandwiches, and then also we have a line of frozen foods that I want to. If we can extract everything out of my brain that I can make with Heavenly Waffles and get it onto the store shelves or in the freezer section, I mean, I could do this until the day I die. Although I want to be able to enjoy our life a little bit. Yeah. So if I'm involved in R&D and new product development even after we exit, that's probably.
I can't see you not waking up and having intention and purpose.
Right.
And what a great product. But, staying involved in, and you know what? People aren't retiring when they're supposed to, or like it was years ago. I mean, I'm on my 42nd year in real estate, and I'm building my second company. And a lot of people say, gosh, when are you going to retire? And
what would you do?
Well, here's what I say. The second that I wake up and I say, I'm not excited to go to work, I'll start that ball rolling.
Right.
But right now, I love doing what I do. I love educating people and helping them become better business people.
Sure.
I love traveling the country and doing motivational speaking because I know that I'm impacting people with my background.
Right.
Building one of the largest real estate companies in the United States. A lot of people listen to my methods of how to build their company. I can't stop. And I don't think it's fair to the rest of the people if I do.
Right.
Because we all need people like you and I to encourage them, inspire them, motivate them, empower them. And that's what this podcast is all about.
Sure. When I started this company, I didn't think that it was fair that only the people who I knew directly got to eat the things that I was making. Yeah. And this was the most important one because it was, it was kind of gleaned from my grandma and my mom, my two favorite people in the world.
What a great backstory.
Yeah.
What a great purpose. It's kind of funny. I'm with you today. This morning at the gym, I run into Rotella, Louis Rotella.
Oh, nice.
And, those of you that may not know, but Rotella's bakery is one of the largest in the world. And the gentleman, Louis, is a friend of mine. He's my age. And the first thing we talked about today at 4:30 in the morning, that's what time we were at the gym, where you see a lot of movers and shakers that time in the morning, or people that don't know any better.
Right.
But we started talking because we're both at the retirement age, and I said, "When are you going to retire?" And he goes, "I don't even think about it." He goes, and we both had this conversation that when you love your business, what are you going to do that you love more?
Right.
And right now, I don't love golf as much as I love motivating and inspiring people.
I don't know what. I mean, my wife, we could shop.
Yeah.
We could shop for.
Or you could give me your credit card,
right?
And I'll take Dylan and his wife, and we'll go shopping for you.
But that's, we were in Florida for our oldest daughter Allie's 30th birthday, and we tried to surprise her. She found out the day that we were getting there because we all turned off our locations.
Oh, your location.
She's like, something's up.
Something's wrong.
And so we went to the beach, and we were in boats and hung out, and I can only do that so much.
Yeah.
I could never do that every day.
Yeah.
That just doesn't.
You got to have purpose and intention.
Right.
I mean, I know so many people that quit what they love and they get sick because it's just, it's
right.
mental. If you can find a way like you, when that day comes, that stay involved.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm a faith-based company, but I'm a faith-based person, and
you're serving the Lord is what you're doing.
I've been sober for 24 years.
That's impressive.
But God, I'm alive today.
Yeah, and I know your backstory, and I just love to see where you are.
So
he used to be a famous model, you guys.
I was never
This
famous.
was a famous model that you saw in magazines.
I did a lot of different things. A lot of different things. I did runway stuff and commercials and things like that. But that lifestyle literally almost killed me. And so idle hands are the devil's workshop. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Idle
something.
Dylan,
I don't know what it is.
Idle something is the devil's.
There you go.
Devil's playground.
Yeah.
Idle time is the devil's playground.
So
thank you.
It's best that I have a purpose every day when I get up and things to do and keep me going. I mean, we work 16, 18 hours a day. Yeah. I might not be making Heavenly Waffles 16, 18 hours a day, but we're doing something that with regard to the business, 16 or 18 hours a day.
I got to tell you something very cool. I went to a graduation party, I don't know how many years ago, and you guys were making part of their graduation. They hired you to do Heavenly Waffles. Do you have people out there in the country doing that are going around and doing parties? Because if not, I would suggest anybody that's out there that wants to enhance their business, get a hold of Chef Bob and say, hey, I'll go do that in my city.
I think that
could be a heck of
it would be a really good franchise to do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to this graduation party and I'm thinking, they're going to have a cheese tray and they're going to have some wine and
were we doing chicken and waffles that day?
Yes.
I think we were. Uh-huh.
And I had that, and normally I hop into a graduation party, I'm in and out, and I'm gone. I didn't leave because I kept going back 100 times for the waffles.
You did. Uh-huh.
I'm not kidding you. And I warmed my welcome. But I want to tell you, I think that's a great opportunity for people that want to have their own business.
100%.
Contact Chef Bob, executive chef.
On our website, there is a wholesale request form. So if you wanted to get into doing any of like graduation parties or wedding receptions or things like that, I can help as well with menu items.
And then for a small fee of $10,000, he'll show up.
And you do, but you do have to call them Heavenly Waffles because it's a trademark product.
Yes.
But to be perfectly honest, that helps sell the product more because so many people.
Because everybody that goes is going to say, "Where do I get these?"
Right.
And speaking about where do we get these again, because we don't have a long podcast because people all got ADD like you and I. But I want to make sure people know. Like I said, this is a product I love.
So we almost to the point where we have so many I don't remember them all.
Okay. But we're going to tell them to check with their grocery stores.
Right.
Amazon.
There's.
Oh, wow.
So we have Better Health Market. We have Harris Teeter, all 225 Hy-Vees, Lunds and Byerly's, Rayleigh's, Market District, Market of Choice, Midwest Region and Northwest Region, the Costco, Shields, Fruitful Yield, Roach Brothers, Gelson's.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a lot.
Bel Air's, Nob Hill, and H-E-B's. So That's all since January this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And once again, the key word I want you to take away from this podcast, besides these wonderful Heavenly Waffles, is perseverance. That didn't just happen.
No, my goodness.
All of the things you've heard us talk about today just didn't fall in his lap. Executive Chef Bob made things happen because he has a plan and he stuck to it and he's disciplined and determined, and you made it happen.
Of faith. God helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Serious.
Lots of prayers.
I think a lot of times there's been because I started this company back in 2004. And so doing the pan crepes.
Right.
And again, peaks and valleys and peaks and valleys and peaks and valleys. And you're here. And then you think, we met
in the valley. You could say, I'm done. I'm quitting.
So many times.
Yeah.
And so many times because you've been up here and then you're down here and you're like, oh my goodness, when is this going to happen? And so it's,
that's the faith.
Yeah. You just have to have belief in yourself and faith in your products. That's the most important thing. You have to love what you do and do what you love. And then you'll never work a day in your life. And that's kind of how
I love that message.
Kathy and I feel about what we do. When we go, our CEO and CFO, when we get done doing these road shows, and they're a grind, they're like, we don't know how you do it. And they're 20 and 30 years younger than we are. And they're like, I don't know how you do it.
It's just energy. Well, you believe in your product.
We do.
And you're passionate about it. And everybody that is around you knows how passionate you are. And that attracts people. It just does. If you were one of these guys that you saw on the streets, hey, by the way, I'm an executive chef, and I founded a company called Heavenly Waffles. If you ever I don't know if you like waffles or not, but if you do, you may want to, you don't have to, but you may want to stop by and pick one up. That ain't happening.
No.
This is the passion that will get people to come to your business, and it's just like Walt Disney. I love what Walt Disney said. I want to make my customers' experience so magical that they want to come back and see it again and again and again. My friend Bob Haney, you're doing the exact same thing that Walt Disney did with Heavenly Waffles.
Yeah, you're so awesome.
No, you are.
Thank you, brother.
Because there's so much passion involved in this company. This is why I'm a big fan and I'm a customer.
Well, I so appreciate that.
Yeah.
I so appreciate that. And anyone out there, try them and see what the difference is, because they are so much different than a traditional pancake or waffle. Yeah. And when you try them, you'll be like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Yeah, now I see what all the excitement's about.
100%.
So I want to encourage all of you to check out Heavenly Waffles, be part of their program, learn more about their company, because he built this company. Him and his wife, Kathy, built this company. You can do the same thing. You find a product, a service, a business, something that you're passionate about, and you have to understand, like Bob said, you're going to have peaks and valleys. But you got to stay with it. When you're in the valley, you got to stay with it, because you're going to have, you're going to have the ultimate success, just like Bob's experience. But I want to thank you for spending time with us on the Van Deeb podcast.
Anytime.
This is a super great guy. I hope one day you get to meet him, see if he's coming to your town. If not, have your local grocer bring him to your town. I also want to encourage you, not just check out Heavenly Waffles, but this podcast is on the air for one reason: to encourage you, inspire you, motivate you, and empower you to be the best business person you possibly can. So please subscribe today. Share this with somebody you know that wants to be successful, and we would love it. Thanks again, Bob.
You're more than welcome, brother.
Okay, I'm going to go get a bunch of Heavenly Waffles in this belly of mine. So thank you for watching the Van Deeb podcast.